Hi everyone, Bernard here. Hope you're all well. This is the latest Citizen vlog. It's the last one, isn't it? It's the last one of the season, the last Premier League game of the 2019-20 season. A slightly extended season, a bit of a chaotic season, and if you've watched my vlogs, you know as far as this restart's concerned, it's not really the same season in my opinion. It's been like a mini season, hasn't it? And we'll probably have a sum up of that over the next couple of weeks before the Champions League kicks in anyway, a little special. With plenty of City Pass vlogs coming out, obviously, over the next couple of weeks. So some quizzes as well. There might be the odd quiz that I've done a while ago now that's sat there as well. That I'll put out for a little bit of fun for you as well. Not as well put together now as these, obviously, my old quizzes, but obviously since I got my new editing software and stuff. But all good fun anyway. Please, if you're new to this Citizen channel, please push that old subscribe button and push the bell notification so you know when these little vlogs are coming out. Yeah, we're doing a City present today. It's not a City Pass, a City present. Manchester City versus Norwich City, 26th of July 2020, 4 PM kickoff at the Etihad. So let's see what happens for next season. Obviously, it doesn't look as though we'll be there first thing, does it? That's a bit disappointing. It looks as though it's got to be October before fans are going to be allowed in, and even then it may be a reduced number. So this chaos and stupidity carries on, doesn't it, unfortunately? Anyway, more on that. We're not talking about that. Let's just talk about the last game. Yeah, I mean, Norwich, yeah, we own one, don't we? It started the rot a little bit, didn't it? I mean, I know we drew at home to Tottenham. I think I mentioned that before in the last vlog or a couple of vlogs ago. But Norwich sort of, the defeat at Norwich sort of started the rot, really, didn't it? And then we sort of met that inconsistency throughout the season, didn't we? So yeah, 3-2 defeat. Aguero and Rodri scored in that game, you remember, but Rodri's goal was a little bit too late. We were 3-1 down by the time, and he gave us hope, didn't he, of grabbing a draw with a couple of minutes of injury time. But I think he scored on the 89th minute officially, Rodri, and but we couldn't do anything, could we? So, and we didn't deserve it. I mean, we're very philosophical, aren't we, City fans? No, we didn't deserve it. I mean, if we had pulled it back or even gone on to win the game with a couple of goals in injury time, we wouldn't have complained. But yeah, we wouldn't have deserved it anyway. The last game at the Etihad, obviously this is Norwich's first season back, wasn't it? The last game we had at the Etihad against Norwich was the 31st of October 2015. And that was a tight game, actually. It was a 2-1 win with Otamendi and a last minute Yaya Toure penalty. So there you go. We didn't have it all our own way that time, did they? Hopefully it'll be a little bit better this time. At home versus Norwich, we've actually played in history, you know, in the league 29 times. We've won 20, drawn 6, and only lost 3, so that's not too bad, is it? The biggest win, again, you find a lot of our biggest wins these days will be quite modern times, won't they? Because we've been knocking these goals in the last few years. And our biggest win was on the 2nd of November 2013-14 season, on 2nd of November 2013, with a 7-0 win. That was our biggest victory over Norwich at home. There was an own goal in that, a Silva goal, a Nastasic goal. There you go, Nastasic. Negredo goal. I mean, it's great, these names, aren't they? They seem a long time ago now, don't they? They weren't that long ago, were they? A Yaya goal, Aguero, and of course, Edin Dzeko. So, I mean, some great names there, some great players from our, say that's 13, 14, so what, 5, 6 years ago, isn't it? So, yeah, happy memories. Our biggest loss, actually, our biggest loss at home anyway, is only 2-0 at home, so that's not too bad to Norwich. But that was on the 9th of September. And we were down in the second division in 1964-65. I think my first season watching City was 65-66, but I say I've no one to ask now, so I do just have memories of that. But obviously, it could have well been 64-65. I could have well been at this 2-0 loss game. I don't know. I would have been 5 or 6 years old, perhaps a bit young. I sort of remember going to the football from about 7 or 8, but may have gone before that. Who knows? But we will never know. I'll never know, unfortunately. So 9th of September 64-65, we lost 2-0 at home to Norwich. Alan Ogley in goal, I remember him. Bakuzi, we did an RIP thing on 2 or 3 months ago, didn't we? Was right back. Gomersall, Oakes was playing, Shawcross, Pardo was playing in that game as well. Dave Connor was playing, Kevin, Stobart, Wagstaff, Wagstaff is well known, and Wood. So not the sort of familiar side we'll get used to from '66 onwards, but a few of the guys there, weren't they? Oakes and Pardo. Norwich now, how are they doing? Well, Mr. Fark looks as though he's certainly safe in his job, isn't he? I don't think, unless I've sort of been looking at their site and stuff, and unless I'm missing something, I think he's quite safe in his role as manager of Norwich. Anyway, Daniel Fark. He's one of these only guys. I used to watch him when he first came to Norwich. Was it a couple of years ago? I used to watch a lot of the Championship, on highlights, etc. And he's the only guy. I could never understand what he was on. I could never understand what he was saying half the time. And a bit like Pep when I watched that City thing on, the City documentary with Pep. I thought, oh, I'm glad I'm not a player under. Oh, I wish I was a bit. Oh, I could put up with it for the money, but because I couldn't understand half of what I was getting at half the time. And his English is far better than my Spanish, and Daniel Fark's. Is it German? I think he's German. He's obviously his English is far better than my German, but I could never understand the guy. So yeah, he looks pretty safe, doesn't he? I mean, the bottom of the table, if you look at the home and away form, they're just as bad at home as they are away. So there's no big difference whether the bottom of the table with their away form as well as the home form. I mean, they've won one all season. So, let's fingers crossed that's not an omen, bad omen, they'll end up winning 2. Drawn 3 away from home, and they've lost 14 of their 18 games so far. And since restart, the 3 away games, they've lost 1-0 to Chelsea, they lost 2-1 to Watford, and they lost 4-0 to Arsenal. So they shouldn't, we're going for this, aren't we? I think we'll be very, very disappointed when we look at the betting in a minute and the score predictions, etc. But we're going to go for this, aren't we? I think we're going to go for this, and I'll be very disappointed in Norwich score, because I think obviously Ederson's going for this Golden Glove as well, isn't he? So I'll be very disappointed if Norwich do score, but I'll be very disappointed if City don't get a hatful, to be honest with you, because I think obviously a lot of players want to. KDB wants his assist, Sterling wants to get his goals up, doesn't he? We saw that the other night, so we'll be very surprised. Krull, their goal, has just been voted their player of the year at Norwich, so that just sort of says it all, doesn't it? When you're very busy, your goalkeepers. I remember playing a friendly game, and my works team played this Sunday team, and the Sunday team wanted to sort of eye me up as a goalkeeper, because I was playing out on a Saturday, and I was going to go play in goal on a Sunday, because I don't think I was fit enough to play out both times. I did like going in goal, so I used to go in goal for my office team and stuff like that. But my potential Sunday League suitors come and played a friendly against us, and as I said, I played really, really well. We got beat 10-3, and then they asked me to be their goalkeeper. So I say it's very easy for a goalkeeper to be like a player of the year, etc. He's been very, very busy, which he has been at Norwich, and he makes a lot of saves, and you probably gloss over the mistakes he makes and stuff like that, because he has made a lot of saves, but that's what happens in that sort of thing. So on my sort of scale, that was a similar thing, wasn't it? I let 10 goals in, but they still asked me to be their goalkeeper, so I must have done something right, but obviously it was sort of one-way traffic, so there you go. The match is on Pick, by the way, if you don't know, which I'm glad about, because I was a bit panicky with so many games on. I'm obviously getting a decent stream from somewhere. I don't have Sky or anything, but it's on Pick, so please, that's great. The free view on Pick TV, so that's fantastic. My City lineup, right? I think he's going to go strong, and I think he's getting ready, isn't he, for the Champions League. I'm going to go Ederson. I mean, if I don't get at least 8 of these right, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Ederson, Walker, Garcia, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, KDB, Silva, Foden, Sterling, and Jesus. It's funny, wasn't it? How it was Ferner and Laporte, wasn't it? Fernandinho was moved back into central, didn't know all of a sudden he's sort of not really getting a look in, is he? And he likes that Garcia, Laporte. We'll see, won't we? We'll see whether it'll change for the Champions League, but I can't see Ferner going back in now unless something happens to Garcia, to be honest with you. Right, so let's have a look at some of the betting, please. I don't in any way condone betting, and only ever bet what you can afford to lose. And please be very aware when you're gambling what you're gambling. Just a little bit of fun. This, I mean, all 3 bets of mine lost last week, so I think I lost about £8 or £9. That's all I put on. I just to bet what you can afford. That's what I do. So please do that. I no way condone gambling. I just do it as a little bit of fun, a little bit, because I've got a little bit extra cash and I enjoy doing it. I don't smoke and things like this, so why not? Yeah, so let's have a look at the betting. the match betting 1 to 12, 1 to 12 on City are to win, 13 to 1 the draw, 40 to 1 for Norwich to win. Is there any value in any of those? I doubt it very much. I don't think a draw or a Norwich winner particularly on the cards. The first goal scorer, this is where there's a little value. This is my first bet of the day of the 3 bets. We've got Jesus at 7 to 2. We've got Sterling at 4 to 1. This is for the first goal scorer. I've not included any Norwich players. I don't expect them to score, so I'll probably be proven wrong again, or they'll probably beat us. But Sterling is 4 to 1, Mahrez 5 to 1, Foden 6 to 1, KDB 13 to 2, Palmer 13 to 2, he's in there still, Bernardo 15 to 2, Silva 17 to 2, Gundogan 10 to 1. And is there any value? Well, yeah, I think there is. I think I'm going to go KDB. It worked for me once before, didn't it, as first goal scorer. So I'm going to go KDB because I think he'll play. I think he will play him. I don't think he'll rest him, so I'm hoping he'll, fingers crossed he'll play him. And 13 to 2, I think that's worth a couple on that one, a couple of points, a couple of quid on that one. Both teams to score. Yes is 11 to 8, and no is 4 to 6. Is there any value in that? Yeah, well, 4 to 6 isn't a bad price, isn't it? If I'm sort of determined that Norwich aren't going to score, 4 to 6 isn't such a bad price. But I'm not going to put that as my bet, but you might consider that. The correct score, if you look at the correct scores, 3-0 is 13 to 2, 4-0 is 7 to 1, 2-0 is 17 to 2, 3-1 is 12 to 1, 4-1 is 14 to 1, 5-1 is 15 to 1, 2-1 is 16 to 1, 1-0 is 16 to 1, 5-1 is 18 to 1, and 6-0 is 25 to 1. So if you fancy those 6-0 there, I mean, I'm gonna go 5-0 for this one. I'm not putting anything on it. I don't think there's any real value in that because it's such a if we get 2 or 3 early goals, anything can happen. I don't think we'll let off the pedal. I think we'll go for it. So I'm going to go 5-0 City win and be totally shot down. I'll probably be absolutely miles out on there, but that's some interesting prices, isn't it? So say 5-0 is currently best price. These are the best prices. Don't forget, you might have to shop around. You've got loads of bookies. I mean, I've got quite a few bookie accounts that are still open. I had loads closed because I used to win quite a lot of money back in the day on the horses, but that's another story. Yeah, so if you've got a few, you might have to shop around for the best price. But I've got 15 to 1 on that. But say I won't be doing that bet anyway, but have a shop round if you fancy that. Half-time, full-time, City and City 4 to 11 on. And draw and City 4 to 1. I can't see anything more past the City and City, to be honest with you. Anytime goal scorer. Now that's where my second little bet of the day comes in. They've got Sterling at 3 to 4. That's not a bad price. 3 to 4. Put 4 on to get 7 back. That's not a bad little price if you can get anywhere near that. But I'm going for KDB at 11 to 8. It's an odds against, bit of value. 11 to 8. KDB to score anytime. Anytime goal scorer. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to go for that. And the other one where I'm going to have a little bet on is 3+ goals is 1 to 3 on, which isn't great, is it? But 4+ goals is 10 to 11. This is City scoring. This is just City goals. So obviously, if it ended up 3-1, it wouldn't count. But City scoring 4 or more is 10 to 11. So it's nearly evens, isn't it? So that's worth a little 5 points. Yeah, the KDB, I've done a little 5 points on that as well. So I'm going to risk 12 points this week. Obviously, if you convert it to £1, that's £12. I might put 12 quid on and just risk that. Hopefully, I'll get some money back this week. It won't all go into the bookies' back pocket. They're winning back off me what I used to win off them all those years ago. Although they've got a lot of money to go yet to get it all back off me, to be honest with you. So that's my 3 little things. Obviously, KDB, first goal scorer at 13 to 2. KDB to score at any time, 11 to 8. These are my best prices. And City to score 4 or more goals, 10 to 11. I think that's quite good value. So please, as I said, I don't condone gambling in any way. And please only ever bet what you can afford to lose, because I've been certainly doing that over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So get back on the winning thing. I've got my Champions League lane bet to come yet, haven't I? So that'll be interesting as that comes about. Right, just a quick look at Twitter before we go. Stat City at Stat City. David Silva needs just 3 appearances to break into the top 10 all-time appearance makers for City. So obviously we've only got, as it stands, City have 2 games left. Yeah, Real Madrid beat us, and obviously the Norwich game, and he plays in both. then he's going to miss out, isn't he? Because he needs 3, and that's only 2. So we need to get past Real Madrid, don't we? And give him a chance to get that into the top 10. Is he going to be worried about it? Not particularly, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Mark Eastwood at Record Peddler. He commented, this is just the last, he commented on the memorial to workers of the former Bradford pit where the City ground is now. There's memorials to be installed near the Etihad. Obviously he lived in Beswick, this Mark Eastwood at Record Peddler, for a while when he first moved to Manchester. The pit dominated the skyline back then, and there were forges on Mill Street and Greymare Lane. Yeah, I mean, there's some old images of the old mine works and the pit in the background. There's a great image a few months back. I'd have to dig it up and put it on Twitter again, but and it's where the Etihad is now, but it obviously shown the colliery in the background, so that's great stuff. But it's nice to have a commemoration of that. Not on Twitter particularly, but obviously the Player of the Year thing, the writers, I think it's going to Henderson, isn't it, as opposed to KDB, so there's a lot of uproar about that, but we're used to it now, aren't we? It doesn't make a difference. I think Pep even said that whatever happens, something will go to Liverpool or someone else anyway. No matter what, if we win everything, obviously other players get it from other teams. If we don't win everything yet, we've got great players, we still don't get it, so it doesn't. I think Pep's latching on now to what we have to put up with, but hey, we're all, it's not real, this, is it? It's all in our minds, all this anti-City thing from the media, etc. It's just, we're being mad about it, but there you go. Yeah, so that's that. Just a couple of things there. Yeah, so it should be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it, and as I say, it'll be the last game. I'll be doing a little player ratings, but that's after the Champions League. I'll do that because I've done my Player of the Year ratings, haven't I? If you look back, I did those when this part 1 of this season finished. So I'm going to do a lot of mini player ratings, obviously, when this part 2 of the season finishes as well, which obviously, hopefully, will be a long time yet. Hopefully it won't be within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll be 3 or 4 weeks down the line when we're bringing that trophy home. But got a lot to do, haven't we? We've got a lot to do that on and off the pitch, psychologically and on the pitch as well. So that's interesting. Anyway, I'll be back on Monday for a review of this Norwich game and talking about the 5 or 6 goals we scored, or even more. Yeah, fingers crossed. Sorry, Norwich. No disrespect, but you've been had a pretty naff season. Apart from us, I mean, that must have been one of the highlights, beating us at Carrow Road. But sorry, Norwich City fans, been pretty poor. I mean, they've sort of struggled, haven't they? I mean, I remember doing a few Premier League reviews early in the season. I think of the teams down there, it was Norwich who weren't as impressive as some of the other teams, unfortunately, and it's obviously come to pass a long time ago. They've been down with the dead men for a little while, haven't they? Even though officially it only happened 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, so we'll be back on a review of that on Monday. And please just look out for a couple of City passes. There'll be some coming between now and the Champions League with little quizzes. Might be a couple of quizzes thrown in. But you've got on the 25th. So as this is being out as well, just have a look for the Mike Shannon. There's a little City pass vlog on Mike Shannon. And obviously on the end of the month at 28th of July. So that'll be after my review of the Norwich game. The little bit on Sergio Aguero joining City, obviously a little bit on the anniversary of him signing for City, so please keep your eye out for that. Please check all my links that have been on screen, and obviously if you're more into Facebook, just follow, you can friend me at Bernard Deneen on Facebook. I do try and post as much as I can on Facebook as well as Twitter, although I do obviously more on Twitter than Facebook, but if you're not into Twitter and you're more on Facebook, just friend me and I'll check and friend you back, as long as you've got a legitimate account. There's a lot of rubbish on Facebook, that accounts that don't really exist, but they just try and get you tied into something else and try and friend you. But if you're legitimate, I will obviously seek you out and friend you back, so that's no problem. And please, if you can get a look on moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website for old rare DVDs, movie posters and board games, thumbs up to you. Thanks very much. Please leave us a thumbs up as well. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up. And let me know what you think about the Norwich game. Give us your score prediction. Give us your team, what team you'll think it'd be, or let me know through Twitter what you think. Put it on Twitter. Let's all have a look and we'll share it. Obviously, if you follow, we've got quite a few followers. I follow everyone back on Twitter as well. So let me know on there what you think. Anyway, thanks for joining for this last Premier League game preview of the season. Another one. Another one been and gone. Not the greatest, but we'll talk about that more, obviously, over the next week or two. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. And more importantly, all look after each other. And hopefully you'll join me again for another Citizen vlog, past or present, very, very soon. This is Bird saying goodbye for now. Stay safe, Blues.